Hello and welcome back to Medieval Total War with our Glorious Achievements Holy Roman Empire campaign. It is AD 1176 and I'm very excited today to get going on the next little phase. Sometimes in this game when you're playing Glorious Achievements, you have these periods where you're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. If you're turtling, that is. If you're just building up your empire, you're looking around for opportunities. You're not looking to start any new wars necessarily. But today is not one of those days. No, today we have a new goal. We have Drang nach Osten. I believe that means the drive to the east, something about east. But regardless, this is having us pay attention to Prussia, Livonia, and Silesia. We need to add those to our territory. The interesting thing about this goal is, well, there's two things. One is none of these territories are adjacent to each other, making this a little more problematic. And sort of encouraging you, if you want to keep your empire connected by land, to conquer a few other intervening places such as Pomerania, Poland, Lithuania. We're not going to try to do that, though. We're going to try to be as true to the goals as we can. The other interesting thing about this is that these are held by two different factions. We've got, of course, Poland with Silesia and Prussia here, but we do have the people of Novgorod with Livonia, and they're looking to be in a pretty strong position. They've got a decent stack down here in Lithuania. I notice that they're training lots of Vikings, which is a unit that they can train in the early period. They've also got a good amount of archers and horse archers. Their bodyguard unit is boyars, just like the Russians in the high and late period. So this is a very interesting hybrid unit, a horse archer as well as a reasonable melee fighter. I think they've got swords. So they've got some good generals, it looks like. In Livonia itself, they've got what was probably a former prince. And then they've got some Vikings, javelin men, woodmen. They've got Slav warriors as well. They've got some light stuff. It has to be said their armies are mostly light, but they do have some dangerous units. Look at all these Vikings are training up in Finland. I think they can get those guys right out of a basic fort. So we can expect to see a lot of them, and they are somewhat formidable. Good versus armored troops, good attack, good morale, very cheap. Like as cheap as archers to support. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. But here's going to be the plan. The plan is we're going to do this in two phases. We are first going to crusade to Livonia. This is an Orthodox faction. This is a reasonable target for a crusade. At least it's an allowable target for a crusade. So we're going to get that crusade marker going. Then once we've got that, that is going to weaken. Hopefully we're going to be able to go through Poland. That's going to weaken Poland's armies, which are mostly concentrated down in Volhynia and Poland itself. We are not going to be able to crusade against the Poles. They are a Catholic faction. Let's see if we can get some of that. Someone with any piety at all. Okay, there we go. Yes, they're still Catholic. They're not excommunicated. But they do have lots of units over here in Volhynia. And they are at war with the Hungarians currently. The Hungarians are my ally. I sided with them. The Poles have no allies. And so here's how excommunication apparently works. The Pope warns away the faction who is more powerful. That's the sense I'm getting from reading about this on the forums. So like all of the information about this game, we have to take this with a grain of salt because there's not been that much documentation, like officially, about how some of these mechanics work. What this means, though, is I am almost certain to be warned away by the Pope from attacking the Poles. So we can't do it the other way around. We can't attack Poland first and then crusade to Livonia because we might not be able to crusade. We might be excommunicated after fighting with Poland. And in order for the Polish phase of this to work well, we're going to have to quickly attack and take Prussia and Silesia. Both of these places have keeps. They're both nicely upgraded. And so I'm really looking forward to adding these to my empire, but we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to do it quickly. We're going to have to invade and then immediately assault those forts. So we're going to need to get our armies together. But the first things first, let's see if we can take and hold Livonia. This is a 2,000 florin donation to the Pope to get his support for that. That's about half of our income. I'm going to go with it, and let's see what we've got here. Okay, we've got 379 men. Finally, we've got some knights. Teutonic knights. Awesome. I've been waiting for a more stylish unit, and how fitting is it that we get Teutonic knights on our Northern Crusade, right? We also got some Order foot soldiers, very decent. We've got Teutonic sergeants, very, very solid little unit. And I think it's going to do us very well against the fairly lightly armored factions in the north. And we've got a couple fanatics, just arrow fodder, basically. But we are doing a bunch of training, so we're going to go ahead and move this army. Now, interestingly, we can go west. We can go to Lorraine, and that's possibly because we've got ship access all the way into the Baltic. So we could go here 1, 2, and then boom, be there on turn 3 or 4. Another nice thing about that is because we're continuing training in places like Saxony, Friesland, and Flanders, as long as the people of Novgorod don't put a boat in the Baltic, we can add all of this stuff to that force. So I don't see a need to go north. What I'm going to do instead is head east. Again, we want to try to go through Poland. I am going to move my king and heir out, however. I don't want to run into losing bodyguard units. We do have a princess. Let's go ahead and just send her over to Kiev, I guess. Keep an eye on how things are progressing over there. And yeah, since we're sort of training an archer here, that's going to free us up to add an archer unit down here. Let's just hold this for now. Hopefully we're going to be going into Bohemia. And elsewhere we're doing just a bunch of training. We are doing a bit of building in the Middle East. We've got Tripoli, or Antioch rather, building that horse breeder to try to get back the option to make Turkopoles. But otherwise, we've only got the war with Novgorod. Let's end the year and see what's going to happen. I see another crusade marker in Anjou by the French. And there's just a lot of Danish armies. They are going all out for northwestern France. Stay out of the Baltic, guys. Oh, I hope that's not me. Okay, good. The Pope's staying with me. Oh, no. Hungary. Hungary canceled their treaty. That may change things. And the Italians are no longer allied. Okay. All right. We're going to have to watch the south and east in a way we have not up until now. All right, we're getting some good traits, some not so good traits, and some okay traits. How's that crusade looking? 610 men. Okay. We get a lot of archers, or a couple of units. That's nice. But we did get a secret pride trait. Hermann von Salza. I guess we don't necessarily need to bring him for the stars. We've got a 3-star general already. And this is Prince Ludwig. I might send him on crusade. He's the heir, but it'll be a little while because we've got a young-ish emperor. He's 47. He's at least not in his 50s yet. I might send him along the crusade. Yeah, we're going to move into Bohemia, as I thought. And let's just keep training up. I think we want to go with urban militia here. Let's see. Okay, we can still move from Saxony. We can still move from Friesland. Okay, Flanders, everything is still good. That bark that was lost in the English Channel, it's very confusing. You'll get these messages, and I believe that was just some other faction's boat. Okay, everything else is good. Now, we are no longer at peace with Hungary. They've got a pretty big army right here, but it looks to be mostly peasant types. These Slav warriors are not that good, as we've seen. They've got a good general here, but it's very low numbers. We got to keep the training up. And so for that reason, I'm not going to move this archer unit out of here. Not only did we lose the Hungarians, but we also lost the Italians. So we just need to keep this going. Okay, I'm going to keep him... I'm going to move him into Austria. I think this place is looking decent. Do need to get some better stuff. Let's move that archer unit down. We do have Swabians. Move them over to Bavaria and probably in the Eastern Front. I do want to have some solid units. But let's go feudal sergeants. It's been a little while since we've been able to train or have access to any kind of decent spears. All right, let's go militia sergeants again here. with regard to Brandenburg, yeah, let's go for a town watch. We may not want to start a war with Poland for a little while. We do have time for this goal. So 1204 is the first time we're going to get points, and then we're going to get another couple of chances. So we could theoretically just go for the Crusade and just hold in Livonia. Yeah, let's actually keep the archers here, I think. Well, no, I'm changing my mind because we want to have archers to be able to feed to the Crusade. So up to Saxony with you, and then you can send them by boat. And yeah, let's just keep cranking out archers. I don't think we have too many other bow regions, but we're working on forts in other places. So yeah, we're looking like our profits are cutting down a bit, but we are doing improvements. In Tripoli, we can start making ships, and we've just as soon as we've got a sort of an extra bishop here, let's get him down to Palestine, because this is another big crusade goal that we may want to go for at some point. We are currently at peace with the Egyptians, kind of low on allies though, but we may hit this place at some point. But for now, we're going to get the shipping going. We get 2 boats. We're going to start making a lot of money in trade, just as long as we don't have any unfortunate wars happening. Let's go with a Boyar in Tyrolia, and yeah, just keep doing archers. I think that's going to be the kind of the basic troop for us. I'll go with spears in Bavaria and hold there. Okay, what is that? I bet that's Italians. Okay, good. Our assassin's earning his keep already down there, and in Toulouse. Insufficient funds. I should have seen that coming. Okay. Oh no. Alright. The Italians declared war on us, and so we're no longer allied with the Pope. Okay. We may get excommunicated in this episode here. Alright, lots of traits. We are at war with the Italians. Okay, so we're going to get a warning about not attacking an AI faction. I kind of feel like I want my 4-star general to be free to react now. Oh, we got 2 decent stacks over in Lithuania. Well, they're kind of decent. They're not looking too scary. We've only got 1,000 men here, though. That's about what they've got in the surrounding regions. So we double them over there. Okay, let's see what this is. 1, 2, 3 full archer units. We've got some decent cav. The rest is pretty light. And I don't have my great units here. Alright, let's keep everything here in Bohemia. I want to just, in case the Hungarians decide to pile on, I need to have them around. So let's go into Poland. Hopefully we'll go to Volhynia, but I have a feeling we're going to go up to Prussia and possibly miss all of this nice units we could be stealing. Poland only has a few, so we're not going to suck that much up from them there. Okay, so we're looking at negative income now. Now we are allied with, or we were allied with the Spanish. We are not anymore. Let's see if we can do anything about that. Okay. That's right, because we stuck with the Danes. Oh man, and they're doing fantastic. I think the French, yep, they're down to Aquitaine only. Absolutely no influence on the current king. He's 53. He does have an heir who's 50. And he's got some others. 41, 27. Okay, so the faction could live. But the Danes could just smash it. Looks like they're training a lot of low-level stuff. But they've got more available up in Norway and Denmark. Well, I guess we're going to just have to see how this all goes. We'll keep moving our archers up into Saxony. And again, hope that we're able to just move those units easily into Livonia to support the Crusade. Let's see. I'm thinking probably the best place for this unit, at least for now, might be down in Austria. But let's instead do that with these guys. I think the Italians are probably feeling a little vulnerable too. Honestly, they've got a quarter stack here. I mean, I don't have anything too spectacular, so I should really start retraining some of this. But I don't have the cash to. Once I get a boat, though... Oh, can I make a boat? 700 florins. I cannot. Okay. Well, I really wish I could have gotten that boat going. So we're not going to be training all those archers, it turns out. We're not going to be going for the spearmaker here. Yeah, we're going to have to undo a lot of building. I know that I could leave this in the queue, and it would start to be rebuilt once we start making cash. One thing I could do is take this out. Do I get the money back for this? I'm not sure that I do. Let's see. This is an experiment. I do. Okay. Finally. Good. All right. So that gets us just enough money, as long as I don't have anything else going on, to start building that boat. Once I get one boat in there, I should start making some money. I guess we'll do the same here. I don't really need an urban militia there right now. I can train it everywhere else. I am going to keep the keep and the castle going. Flanders is really important to me. Alright, so one question is, are the Poles going to let me through? I suspect they will. They're not going to want to start a big fight. Okay, we are welcome. And the French made a valiant attempt to take back Brittany. I imagine they're also going to retreat from Anjou with their king. Oh, 2 ships lost. Okay. Okay, but we sunk 2 Italian ships down here. Oh, but now we lost 1 there. Oh, we're at war with the Byzantines again. Okay, that didn't take long. Geez, I could ally with the Almohads. But I don't see much point to doing that. I don't think that's going to force a peace between me and the these 2 factions. Let's see if it does. Even if it doesn't, that may at least make them decide to swap allegiance with those 2 factions. Okay. So yeah, that's the problem. What I've noticed is you may maintain peace with land borders for a lot longer than you can, it seems, when you've got fleets in the same region. So yeah, now we've lost the English Channel, which means we can't get troops from Saxony or from Flanders over to Livonia. And if one Italian boat moves into the North Sea, we won't be able to get them from Saxony either. And I don't have any other access to the Baltic, so the Crusade would be on its own. Now, we are going to have to chunk through Lithuania, actually. 1301, and they've got 900 or 1,000 or so. It's going to be pretty tight. I am going to go into Volhynia. Zeal is only 29%, but it's better than nothing. It's better than Prussia, and there's a lot more troops available. So we might get some of these, and that, that could be a big help. So 1,300 men is what we have right now. My gosh, look at these Hungarians. That's right. They were in great strength down here, and that's why Poland is hanging out in Volhynia. So Silesia is looking like the much easier target to grab. Let's check out Crimea and just keep moving her around. I guess, right, I've got an emissary down here. We could try for peace with the Byzantines again. I don't think that, I don't know that they really want this war. Let's see if the Almohads are going to stick with us or with the Byzantines and the Italians. Now we're in the negative income, but we're going to be doing a little bit of trading as long as the Egyptians don't attack us in 2 seasons. So that's going to make us a bit more money. I almost wonder if I want to move in my armies from Saxony right now. Look at the total lack of loyalty among these governors, or at least that one. Okay, that guy's looking quite good, but this guy, I mean, he's a prince. And their king does not have terrible influence either. Okay, let's move him back down to Bavaria, just more central location. And Franconia, let's see. Yeah, let's keep him there. I'm going to use these guys to hit Silesia. And yeah, I'm really wondering, do I want to move these guys into Lithuania right now while I can? I could move basically the entire army. Leave 100 men. This is 939. Now the thing is, if I go there, how does that work in terms of Crusades? Do I actually get it? The other thing I could do, this is quite vulnerable. Alright, we're going to do this. This is kind of ridiculous. Yep, this is we're gonna take an army into just Novgorod. So he's crazy. He's just the kind of crazy guy I need for this mission. And there's 939 men. We've got Vikings too. We've got spears. We've got 2 archers. But we do have this. Okay, -2 morale is not good, but I don't need it to be good. We need to basically force this king out of Novgorod. Give us the province. We can destroy it. We can move over to Livonia when the crusade gets there, or down to Lithuania to help on the next season. So that's going to be the move. Hopefully the Poles don't see Saxony as being super vulnerable and take advantage of that. Oh, the English are attacking us. Everything's going bad. Everything is going bad. All right, we get them out of Novgorod. We conquered Novgorod. Look at that. We got 1575 without even having to scorched earth. Okay, this feels like desperation. Although they could win this. I don't think I can win this. They got 3 archers. I've got a lot of peasants. What was I thinking up here? I think this is the bribed army in Flanders, and I was just looking at the numbers. This is a prince, but I don't think he can win, because even the urban militia is like under strength. 0 valor. We're going to retreat. Retreat to the stronghold. Provence. All right, that's Italy. Okay, okay. So there's an opportunity here, though. The opportunity is this. All right, we won one conflict in the North Sea, but it might not be enough to ensure future shipping into the Baltic. But let's see. All right, peace with the Byzantines. Oh no, we're not allied with the Danes, and the Almohads dropped us. We've got nobody. We've got nobody. We're at war with 3 factions, and we've got no allies. And the Danes could just march right down. Look at that. We just moved our troops out of Saxony. They could come down and hit us out of Denmark. Okay. So this is where things get really tough. So we had 13, and we only lost men here because the zeal is so low. That stinks. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We do not need to win in Lithuania. We just need them to withdraw. So to that end, we're going to get out of here. We're going to just low taxes in Novgorod. I don't want it. Sure, I'll train a unit of woodsmen. I do not have a ship yet in Tripoli, and I am losing an absurd amount of money because I've got no trade partners practically. Okay, we've got Byzantines in the Crimea. I guess that's fine. With regard to this, we're going to hopefully that we're just going to hope that the people of Novgorod retreat. And then we're going to get our crusade target, and then we're going to, I don't know, we're going to then decide what to do with all of these troops that are sitting here. All right, but with Flanders, we do need to make some moves. Let's check the shipping. Yep, we cannot I'm glad I moved the army when I did, because we cannot move anything currently. The Italians have a galley, and we've got a bark. So again, doing a little bit more reading in the old forums, I'm not sure if these numbers actually mean anything for naval battles, because they're all auto-resolved, and I don't know how well this was implemented. It certainly does feel sometimes like naval battles are entirely random, and so it's probably best to just think of them that way. Like, sure, go ahead and get the higher tech boats if you feel like it, but I do not know if these numbers or this, the command actually does anything. If you know definitively, I would appreciate that if you could let me know how that all works, how naval autocalcs work. Now, the other thing is, the Danes have carved out a nice little overseas empire for themselves in northwestern France. If they go to war with me, they'll first have to take out my shipping. They could probably do that just fine, but if they don't do that first, then they've cut themselves off from themselves. So maybe they will want to hesitate. I've got to say, I am very surprised the English decided to attack me, but that's because I should have been noticing when the Danes moved down here, the English lost their border with the enemy, the French. And so they no longer had a distraction, right? That war actually has ceased. So the French are no longer, or the English, they had nothing else to do, figured they were strong enough to take Flanders. Turned out they're right, I would say. So what we now need to do is address that. I've got a bunch of guys in Burgundy. I've also got some armies down here. I don't need all of these armies to defend against the Spanish, I don't think. They've got a lot of javelin types and archers, and I've got to say they're all teched up with weapon upgrades because they've got iron here. But if we leave 2 stacks down here, that should be plenty. We've got a bunch of archers. We've got more than enough archers, honestly. And this Lord de Rote, he might be good. This guy's looking rather disloyal. So let's take him out. Move him up to Burgundy. Toulouse should be just fine with all of this. And we'll add these troops to his forces. I happen to have another princess right here. We will get him married away, get his loyalty up to 5. Now, if I'm really worried about it, one thing I could do is separate him out so that he's no longer leading this big army. It's the low-loyalty generals that are in command of a big army. Those are the guys you really have to worry about. You can forestall a civil war by basically setting them free in a different stack. At least that's been my experience. Okay. I might want to get the king down here to face off against the Italians who have moved up some big forces, and I wonder if it's worth moving troops away from Bohemia also. Let's go ahead and merge some of these guys. Sure, we'll maintain the valor. I mean, you could argue that we could retrain those 2 units instead of merging them into 1, but this keeps the 2 valor. So we'll go ahead, we'll leave Prince Ludwig in Bohemia itself. I am going to take all of these units out, and we're just going to move them down to Austria and hope that's enough to scare away the Italians. From Tyrolia, we can hit Milan, and we can hit Venice. So the opportunity in this is once we get our armies up here, we can counterattack the English. Geez, do we want to counterattack now, even though we don't have very good odds? I don't think so. I think if they assault, we can hold out. Let's see. That assassin doesn't have any. Where's my good assassins at? We've got some with 1 star. They probably don't have a whole great chance of killing this 3-star general now. 17%. Okay, cancel that. In Friesland, we don't have that much either. But again, I want to wait for... What am I waiting for, actually? I guess I can bring these guys. Let's bring them to Friesland, and then we'll move them down into Champagne. Move these guys up here. What we're going to do is counterattack the English. That'll get the Pope to tell us to stop, and then we will be free to attack the Italians, to attack the Poles, because again, the Pope can only really track one warning about excommunication at a time. Right, we also have Provence. We are going to lose that. Well, okay. As much as it would be nice to grab the Holy Roman Empire trait, we may have to wait, or we can do this. I can't bring my king down, sadly, but I can bring this guy. All of these units out of Tyrolia down into Milan. With any luck, the Italian Doge will just withdraw, and he won't fight my army. He's got one Italian infantry, one Royal Knights unit, of course, and one unit of urban militia. And fortunately, his king is in charge, bringing down that otherwise high 5-star command. I, however, have an archer unit, Swabian swords, a spear unit, some urban militia, two archers. It's a little touchy. Maybe a little touchy. Let's bring in the other archers just to make sure this gets done right. And hopefully he just flees. With regard to Provence, I'm a little concerned that if I attack here, they're going to retreat into Milan, and then I'll have to fight this larger army. So maybe I just do this now and say, you know what? You win, you get Provence, because I don't really care that much about it. It is a homeland. Let's see how much it's worth. Just one, you know, like, not that big of a deal. I think we'll do that. Okay, we're attacking Lithuania. Again, we're not trying to get it. We're just on our way to Livonia. I think that's everything I can do. One more turn for a ship. Let's see, we may be assaulted in Flanders. We may be assaulted in Provence. In fact, I'm expecting that. Okay, looks like they moved troops into Milan. They maybe moved their king out. Yep, they moved their king out. What a bunch of jerks. Okay, let's see. Let's retreat to the stronghold just to make life a little harder for them. Great, they retreat out of Lithuania. Where'd they go? Where did they go? I don't know. Okay, the English have invaded Lorraine. This is, again... Again, I can't win against this. As stupid as it is, it's 2 peasant units, but I've got 2 peasants and 1 urban militia, and they would just totally win. So we're going to retreat, and we're being assaulted. We're going to auto-resolve this because it's just a fort. It's just 100 peasants. Yep, we clearly lost that. All right, the Italians retreated. We're now under siege. We don't have the money to pay. And the Italians. Okay, damn it. Didn't work out. Okay. Well, at least we've got a free hand now to deal with the English. Yep. Okay, so what we could do now, I believe we can assault Milan if we really wanted to. And I don't think that would be counted as an attack, right? This is technically our province now. And so if we assault this turn, the warning is within the next 2 years. So that would be within that time period. We would get the castle, and we would not trigger an excommunication. Attacking into Provence would trigger an excommunication. So that is a problem. However, I think I've got enough men in Toulouse to both hold off the Spanish if they feel rowdy. Maybe the French if they also feel rowdy, but they have better units. And the Italians. So do I want to go for Milan? I'm honestly, I'm not sure that I do, because they've got a lot of, well, it's a castle. They've got some castle upgrades here. and I don't have siege equipment. Not that I technically need it, but I'd be getting through 2 gatehouses. As you can see here, this actually is a fairly decent representation of what we're going to have to deal with at the castle level. So we've got our outer wall here. We're going to have to get through this gatehouse with boiling oil. Probably going to be there, there are 2 units of Italian infantry. One is probably going to be out here. One's going to be in the inner part. We could, again, we could do it. We could probably do it. But we've got a lot of light troops, a lot of just urban militia. Then we're going to have to go through another gate. I'd rather keep my armies intact. I'm going to move them back to Tyrolia. I know it seems kind of ridiculous, but I'm doing other stuff. We are working on things, and so now we can attack the English. We could attack Ile-de-France if we wanted. This would help our borders seem a little more reasonable. The Danes are not our friend anymore, though. I do not know what the English have here either. Well, let's see. What do we have here? We've got 2 archers, a Swabian swordsman unit. I think we need to attack this turn. I don't know what they have in Wessex, but if we give them time to bring their king down, that could be a problem. Is this the Lionheart, King Richard? I'm not sure, honestly. It seems like to be about the right time. But anyway, let's see. We've got Lorraine to worry about. So we could do 1, 2 to take back Flanders, or we could go here to take back. If we leave these units in Bavaria, I think we have to. I mean, it seems obvious to go from Burgundy to Lorraine to relieve the siege there, but I'm really thinking it'd be nice to go to Ile-de-France, right? There's literally nobody here. Now, that's almost certain to change because they're going to bring some men, move them around. We could then do this. We've got literally nobody here. So, yeah, we need to do 100 men or 100 florins to train urban militia just to maintain anything like a garrison. And this is also very bad because they could just move troops down to Burgundy, so maybe I don't even want to do that. Let's just take these 26 spearmen, right, just so that they can't have it, just so they can't waltz in. And, let's see, in Swabia, I guess I could throw in my spearmen. These are all upgraded guys, but yeah, let's do it. We're basically emptying my provinces here. And we've got loyalty problems up in Saxony. Okay, in Friesland we're training urban militia, so we're gonna be in the red again this turn. I believe just attacking from Flanders means that all these guys are going to come out and help. But this guy is not great, Prince Conrad. He is at least a great warrior, so we can get him in the fight. Otherwise, he doesn't have anything affecting combat. I do have 2 archers here. That's going to be really helpful. I'm not going to win the archer duel because they've got armor. But they've only got 2 archers. This is tiny. We get 17 spearmen, and the big thing is the cav, which I don't have. But I do at least have spears. I've got some tough units. We could probably do this. This is just literally 3 understrength spear units going in to Lorraine. In fact, I may withdraw those attacks because I don't know if that's going to be enough with this to actually win the fight. 3 spears. I mean, they do have urban militia. I also have urban militia and more peasants than they do. This would be a really scrappy little fight, but let's do this. And if the Flanders attack fails, we've got Ile-de-France, and this army should be able to take it back. But I imagine the Danes are going to get involved. So that's why we get these guys down in Anjou as well. All right, we've got a ship now at Tripoli, which means we are now trading. Thank God. Although even with that, we're losing 1,000 because our trade income around here is totally shot. Although I guess we are trading with the Baltic. Just double check. Let's see. Where is Friesland trading? Okay, yes, we are trading, but we're not actually trading with these places anymore because we're at war with them. And unfortunately, one of those armies at least retreated up to Livonia. All right, that's 600 men. That's 588, so about 1,200. We don't have any fantastic traits for this general, though. So we're going to move on here. There's 939, and there's 1167. We didn't lose that much in Lithuania. I think it's time to move our bishop. Up to Livonia. We're going to get working on Catholicism up there, assuming this all goes well. And you know what? I'd like this Woodman's unit. Let's see if we can sally him out and retreat him the following turn. I'm not sure if that's going to work logistically. I'd love to train another boat. If we get another ship here, we could be trading with the Byzantines as well, but we're not going to have the cash for that. So we're going to just have to hope that we get good money out of Livonia. Well, let's see how this all plays out. I think everything is good. All right, so no big attacks. The Danes didn't do anything. The Italians are trying to take back Milan, which they will. I'm just getting rid of that. Okay, we're going to abandon the castle, and we will break out and retreat to a friendly province if possible. I don't know if that's possible. We may lose this unit. Honestly, it's just a Woodman unit. But if we can keep it, that'd be nice. Probably not, though, because we didn't own Livonia at the time we withdrew, which stinks. Okay, what do they have here? All right, just a bunch of low-tier stuff. If we can beat all of this, these guys should be easy to break. So, they've got 2 archers. They've got really 3 horse archer units here. This is technically a horse archer unit, but there's only 3 men. All this stuff is very light, very good for our 4 units of archers. And in terms of backup, let's just put the peasants at the end. 17 fanatics should probably come on at the end as well. I think that looks decent. 14 archers. I wish the game did this to some extent for you, because like, why would you think I want 31 Slav javelin men before like 25 Teutonic sergeants? It doesn't make sense. Let's see. I think our cav is okay, so we're going to go with that first. That being the 100 fanatics. Just sheer numbers at that point should be very effective. 14 archers, yeah, really hard to see the use in that. 34 militia sergeants, decent, but okay, we'll go with that. And we've got to win this. And in a way, it's good that one of their armies retreated back here, because that'll allow us to crush that. Take that army out, and hopefully get a nice little enclave built up for us. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to survive up here. That's the other consideration. There is no other friendly territories around us. We are going to wait. We've got archers supremacy, I would say. Here's our beautiful Teutonic Knights. Actual knights for the first time. Great. There's the Teutonic Sergeants, very similar kind of unit in terms of helmets and plumes at any rate. Militia Sergeants over here. I don't think anything else is new. We've got our good old Swabian Swordsmen with their swords like extending down into the ground or something. It's a very odd unit visually. But I think they're still going to be very useful in this. But 2 Vikings on the left, militia sergeants on the right, spearmen and spearmen in the center. Okay, all right, all this looks fine. We're going to group them all up and just get started marching. We don't want to fight in the trees. They're withdrawing their general from this fight immediately. Now, I don't know exactly what that does. Alright, it's going to be 3-on-2 here for archers. So this should be good. We've already got a few hits in before they've started doing anything. I'm going to bring my Teutonic Sergeants around. Maybe we can exploit this. They're going to be shooting at us with their horse archers. And they haven't even started firing yet. Javelin men are, of course, a concern for us. All right, I'm just going to halt there because I don't really care what he shoots at this point. Yep, I am glad to see these guys fall. If they get a shot in, they can be very dangerous. Woodsmen are all an interesting unit. Where are they? There's a unit there, a unit there. They are not very long-lasting in melee, but their secret is, I guess, that they get a bonus versus armored units. You can see mounted crossbowmen making a move, probably using the woodsman as cover. I'm just going to keep moving my sergeants back. Yeah, see, they've gotten in close. But now they're leading, so our archers are going to focus on them. Very nice. Take out 4 in a single volley. And I've got another unit way back here in the woods, which doesn't make a lot of sense. If they tried to flank me through the trees, that would be pretty effective. If they brought like 2 or 3 units down here, I'd have to consider what to do about that. Alright, finally starting to fire on us, but we've basically emptied our quivers at this point. So I think, really, I don't need to worry too much about what's left. Let's just go ahead and rush them. I'm not going to sit here and let myself get fired on forever. Bring these Teutonic Sergeants around. These Teutonic Sergeants around. Let's bring my general this way. Yeah, woodsmen, you see they're winning against my my spearmen there. They can be a decent little unit, the woodsmen. But I think what we're going to do here is just catch them. We're pushing them back. And they get nowhere to go. Nice. Alright, let's halt. We're going to form up near the edge of the map. Actually, I do forget that our archers don't fire at routers by default, so we're going to get some more Vikings coming. Oh, okay, here's the rest. Right. They were hiding in the woods there, but they've decided to give up that advantage. Now that we've routed their army, though, I don't really see much reason for them to start attacking us. Seems like they did this a little too late. Okay, where's our other Vikings? Well, we'll get them over here anyway. Oh, they're way over there, chasing those woodsmen. Yep, let's go ahead and get them with our general. Kind of all over the place here. I guess I don't need to follow those woodmen. But let's bring back the army over here near the trees. Woodmen are routing our militia sergeants. Okay, good to know. Alright, maybe I've underestimated this army. Yep, I think I have. Let's pull back. Let's pull right back. Those woodsmen are doing a lot more damage than I was expecting. We've got Vikings coming on. Starting to get some routing on our side too. We're just gonna form up over here. Everyone needs to stop chasing those routers. This is just about it, but yeah, we're getting caught out. We're going to try to get these Vikings caught and then hit them in the back with our Teutonic Knights. Okay, we've got Slav warriors. That's a good target for the Swabians. Vikings winning easily here. Can we bring on reinforcements yet? No, not quite. Okay, let's withdraw all these units, and we're gonna get reinforcements, and that should be enough to deal with them, with what they have, because I think they're at the end of their reinforcements. Wow, this went so much worse than I thought. Oh, how terrible. Alright, we've got spearmen chasing mounted crossbowmen. It's really not where I need them. Let's bring them down here to support the Swabians, who are probably going to get chewed up, honestly. Yeah, let's see if we can rally these guys. They're not having it. Swabians are winning easily, but there's only 24 of them left. And they are my only units, basically. Apart from spearmen. Yeah, horse archers versus spears versus my Teutonic Knights should be fine. But we need to rout them fast and then get out of here. The Swabians are going to be cut down. This is quite the debacle. I'm scared to engage those Vikings now. I mean, I don't think I've fought them yet in this campaign. Alright, here we go. We're going to regroup by the standard there. Select the spearmen. There we go. Let's get out of here. We're getting out of here. Looks like they're getting out of here too. Which, honestly, maybe I should... Let's pile on. I think they're just going to flee. Yep, we won. Oh boy. Pretty tempting to kill the captured soldiers in this case because, man, that was brutal, and I don't want to face them again. Look at that. Only because they decided to give up did we not have to form up all of our reinforcements and make a concerted effort. A lot tougher than I thought, and this does not bode well for our little campaign here. They've got their general still in the keep. And we're sallying in Flanders. Okay, so the goal here is to meet archer for archer. Or, well, is to see what we can do. See if we can do focus fire, and we're just going to have to hope for a tactical advantage here. We do outnumber them quite a bit, but I'm a little concerned with what they have in terms of the quality. All those units, I believe, are upgraded with armor. And not only do we need to win, but we need to win with enough men so that we can reasonably hold on to the province. We do have Swabians, you know, so that's nice, but on the other hand, you know, they don't win you the entire battle by themselves, right, as we've seen. Let's just go with that group, begin the battle. Set up with our flank, protected by this nice little village here, and oh, they're coming right out with the archers. Alright, so I'm going to just halt everybody. They're going to have to get into our range. And I'm a little scared to take my Royal Knights over there too, because they can bring their Hoblars out really fast. Okay, we're in loose formation. Let's focus fire on those archers. I'll bring my knights out and around to the right. If we can maybe push them back. What are they doing? Are they just throwing themselves at my unit? No, okay. Very strange. Oh, nope, hold up. Let's get some nice close shots in the back here. We cut down half of that unit with no loss to our own archers. Alright, so they're just being dumb. We're going to take advantage of that. Not quite as bad as the type of thing you see in Rome, where they will just do this the entire battle, but this is certainly not their best moment. I'm thinking they made a valor calculation and saw that my guys were in loose formation and figured, we can take them. 0 valor, loose formation archers. Look at this guy's got 2 valor, this guy's got 1. They've got armor upgrades. So they're probably thinking it was going to be a melee, and then once they realized I had actual melee infantry, they decided not to do that. Let's get those archers out of this group. We'll kind of slowly edge everybody up. I do want to keep focusing on their archers. And maybe I should just have them slow walk, because I don't want the Hobolars to catch me out. So let's run the spearmen up. Swabians I want to hold back, because I really feel like I'm going to need these guys. We've just got garbage armies now, don't we? It is becoming very apparent. The AI is doing a lot better at teching up. They are getting better units faster than I am. They are getting upgrades at a more consistent rate than I am, it seems. Where are they even getting the armor upgrades on these? They've got, like, no places with iron. No place in France has iron. Maybe Wales does? Alright, now let's get him out of the group, and let's get the prince out of the group, and we'll just move up the rest of these guys. Someplace like that. Alright, just halt. Yep, here's where they come. I thought I told you to halt? Halt? Yeah, no? Okay. Must have hit a button wrong. Oh, that's absolutely garbage. We're going to lose that archer company. Wow. Wow, wow. See, I gave what I thought was a halt command to both of these archers. Instead of keeping them marching forward, I wanted them to not march forward. Alright, let's run in the Swabians against their Hobolars. I think now is the time for that. Their archers are very far away. Get you guys in close formation, I guess. Their spearmen are beating my urban militia. And we're going to lose these urban militia, I would just about guarantee. Okay, the Hobolars are withdrawing, thankfully. don't have good units. We're just going to push these spearmen. Let's bring the 13 archers over. I'm very nervous about getting my general involved. Probably I shouldn't be, because I think he's just a better unit in terms of stats than the Hobilars are, at least at first blush. Again, we're pushing these archers, guys. They're not being pushed, though. They're not skirmishing away as much as I thought they would. Okay. The archer's kind of distracted. There we go. Now we can move in general with less fear. Do something like that. Have them go after those 31 archers. I gotta say, these are like the most stubborn spearmen. Finally, they're running away.
Your soldiers now hold prisoner the wretched enemy general.
Very good. Well, at least one of those archer companies is going to basically get away. But that did what it needed to do. We have Flanders back. Maybe we'll get some ransom out of this. Okay, we're sallying in Lorraine. Right, this is the other battle today, where we've got 2 companies of peasants versus my 2 companies of peasants. Again, both with armor upgrades. Where did they even get that? Oh, that's right, you don't need iron. They're just making armorers. I'm sorry, I was thinking of the Viking invasion campaign. I play that a lot more, and so I'm not used to the fact that in the larger European map, you can make the armorer building anywhere. But if you want to make weapon upgrades, you need iron, which is a little weird, honestly. Like, why one and not the other? You'd think that more iron would be needed to make armor than to make weapons, but maybe I'm not thinking about it right. At any rate, we don't have any archers at all. This is going to be a pure melee slugfest, and I'm not too sure that we're going to win this. We outnumber them, but they've got dangerous cavalry. These Hobilars are not to be underestimated. Poor morale, but I mean, this guy, the best thing I can say is I've got 1 unit with 3 valor. So let's just see. Let's just see how this goes. All right, Lorraine. Yeah, sure. May as well fight in pleasant weather. Okay, I need to think about this. This is literally all that I have. It's just a big infantry block. So a line of battle is exactly what I've got, basically. I've got 3 peasant units, or 2 peasant units. This might be okay because this is at least somewhat protected, and I can pull the peasants back and swap them out. Let's do that. And they're getting a nice little hill. Okay. What I could do is try to fight in the woods, if they'll allow it. I don't know if they will. But if they're going to really beat me here, they're going to have to bring not just their infantry. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could beat me with their infantry, but honestly, their urban militia is kind of small now that I look at it. So they're probably going to want to bring in their cav, too. They're also going to have a hill advantage. I'm just hoping that the advantage of fighting in the woods, the disadvantage they're going to face in terms of cavalry, is going to be enough for me to win in here. Because if they start sending out their infantry into the woods, I think I can just get local superiority. That'll then encourage their cav to come in, and then I'll kill their cav in the trees. That's the plan. All right, so far nothing yet. Are they gonna fall for it? I mean, I don't know if it's something to fall for or if they're just supremely confident. Okay, they're moving now. There's their 33 urban militia. My urban militia are over on the left with the peasants. Just keep everybody right here. I am going to bring my general up. I'd like to have spearmen versus cav. We may not get that luxury. Okay, here we go. Cav's coming into the trees, and it is really easy to lose track of stuff at this point. You're getting flank attacked. Since I don't think we get rank bonuses in the trees, all these guys are going to engage at will. There's their general unit, not in the fight yet. We're beating up those Hobolars pretty bad in the center. Their peasants are beating my peasants, and their urban militia have absolutely shredded my spearmen. That was a 100-strong unit of spears. We are routing somebody. What is that? All right, that's Hobolars. Let's go back to hold formation. And 10 Hobolars here. We did good work on that. But we are losing over here. Thankfully, there's not that many urban militia. Yeah, are they routing? Yes. All right, we got to get over here. Spearmen, get back into the woods. Come on. Misclicking is going to be the death of me in this campaign. All right, those peasants are routing back into the trees, back into the trees. Hobolars, there's 11 of this unit, 23 of the other. They're losing badly. That's their general. I'm really worried about the right, though. I didn't think the peasants were going to give me this much trouble. These guys are regrouping, but that's okay. Theoretically, if I can win fast enough here. Here come the urban militia. Yes. You just can't see enough. Okay, we captured him. Good. All right, urban militia standing. Let's cut them into those peasants. We've got 71 spearmen. Let's see if I can get them out carefully here and get them around the flank. Man, these are the toughest peasants in the world. Okay, there they go. There we go. I think we got it now. Oh my gosh. They're fleeing the field. We'll just chase these guys down. All right. That's Lorraine. Gosh, what an awful scrappy battle this is. Okay, so that means we don't have to scramble anything to get to Lorraine or Flanders. We can move into Ile-de-France, and let's see, did they bring anything back to... No, they didn't defend it at all. And that gets us a nice bit of pillage. 1,200 florins. We lost Milan. That's okay. We were expecting that. And we got a nice little ransom. Oh, we really needed this money. A lot of nobles captured. Probably those Hobolars were all lords. Okay. Yes, these are 820. Oh, our emperor's died. All right. Very good. Got one heir, and he's a chinless wonder. Figures. Let's take a look at our new emperor. Where is he? Usually they are in Swabia, but I don't see him. Is he in? Oh no. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not at war with the Byzantine. Oh, this is terrible. Why? Why is he in Tripoli? All right. My understanding is your capital is the province with the most buildings. And that's why. Because the Holy Land, although he could arguably... That's Saxony. But Tripoli has one more building. Oh my gosh. That absolutely stinks. So, there's what we're looking at. There is indeed what we're looking at. Our king, so let's just talk mechanics here. When your king takes over, he does not become king. It's not like the later games where your faction leader just stays wherever he was. No, he has to go somewhere to be crowned, right? To take over, he has to go to the capital, basically. And this is, again, a fantastic game. I love the mechanics. I love how this works. Because he has to go to the most important city. Now, that's not like set like it was in Rome or medieval, where you could say, okay, this is my capital, right? Medieval 2, I think you could set your capital. Rome, you definitely could. And, the capital would be basically the center of your realm. You could set it there, and that was a good idea, too, because that would dictate the public order of all the surrounding provinces. Anyway, it doesn't work like that in medieval. In medieval, your capital is apparently designated as the settlement with the most buildings. And in this case, settlement with the most buildings is now Tripoli by just a single building, it looks like. So that means my king, who is hanging out in Tyrolia, when the old king died, his prince, his heir, came of age or took the throne, but went down to Tripoli, which is just an awesome role play concept, right? He took over the control from his father and wanted to celebrate his crown with all the pomp and circumstance he could think of, and so he went down into the Holy Land, a recent Crusade acquisition. He's got wonderful influence at this point, right? That's all very good stuff. And he's a very young emperor, but the problem now is he is so far away from home that all of my territories that do not have big garrisons are close to rebellion. I don't even know what we can do about this. Okay, we can bring that down to low, so that's taken care of. This can go to very low. Okay, that can go to very low. Normal, deal with that. That means we're going to have to move troops into Franconia. And that's what that is looking like. Our income is going to take a big hit as a result of this because we need to lower taxes to avoid rebellion, if we even can. And that means our Polish expedition is certainly delayed for a little while because I just can't afford to have a big army in Brandenburg when Franconia is on the brink of rebellion. So we need to bring some troops down from here. Let's keep the governor here and bring in, let's say 120 urban militia. That helps. Not enough. Let's bring in another one. There we go. Now Brandenburg has to go down. Okay. Everything is looking green currently in our territories, but our income is negative 211. If we had a sea chain, like a chain of boats connecting all of the sea regions from where our king is located back to the homeland, then we would not be suffering these public order penalties, I believe, because he would be considered linked to the realm. But there would still be some penalties because he's very far from the realm, right? The distance of your king has the most to do with it. The other thing that we're going to see is loyalty problems, because this guy definitely lost some loyalty. And it's not just that our king's influence is maybe one crown lower than the previous king's. No, this again has to do with distance, I believe. So we're going to have to watch out. Yeah, this guy. Oh my gosh. So our campaign just got a lot more interesting. Because while we have successfully crusaded not only to the Holy Land, but now into Livonia, well, we'll see if we can maintain this, actually. I'm no longer quite so confident. What I can do in the meantime is just save us a little bit of upkeep. And we did get our woodsmen. Hey, there you go. Well, where are they? Let's see those beautiful woodsmen. Hey, finally, things are going my way. The woodsmen of Novgorod have joined the crusade. Beautiful. So that'll help our income a little bit. We're at least seeing positive 100. And we do have money through our ransom to start doing some building to maybe hold off aggression of our neighbors and maybe try to deal with some of our loyalty problems. But yeah, we've got a lot of heirs who are kicking around just low loyalty generals. A lot of these guys are looking pretty good, actually. So it might be only one or two people. Yeah, this guy, he was a former heir. We can put him under the command of this guy, but he's only got 3 command stars. Where'd my princesses? We got a bunch of them. So, actually, let's check this guy, because we were sending a princess to marry him. I don't think she made it. Okay, court potential husband. Honestly, I don't know if it's worth it. Let's see. If his loyalty is actually 0 and is not in the negative, let's make him Duke of Ile-de-France. Okay, that's 2. And then with the princess, that'll give him another 2. All right, I I think we can maybe just hold on with that. But now we've got to lower taxes again? Why? Is it... Oh my gosh, what is it because we gave him a title? I don't know. I think we're going to have to move some more stuff around here. Let's see. Okay, Prince Rudolph is actually quite loyal. He can maintain this rabble. We move... No, I don't want to move the feudal sergeants. They're too good of a unit, and we need them on the border of Tyrolia. So let's move these guys into Switzerland. Okay, that makes that nice and happy. And Franconia, now this is no longer enough to maintain public order in Franconia. But I don't think I can risk bringing more out of Brandenburg. We do have some men here, actually. And we're very close. Maybe 14 peasants. How's that? Almost. 30 spearmen. And we can bring that down to low. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we've got to just keep our eyes on things. And you know, we can maintain it. We can maintain. But looking around at the English, I'm not too concerned about losing Flanders this turn. We may lose it at another point. But for now, for the moment, I think we're kind of okay. Notice that the Pope has not warned us away from attacking the English. He is focused on us being good about the Italians. That gives us, you know, about 10 or 11 years. So around, let's say 1193, 1194, just to be safe, we can go to war with the Italians. And that might be just enough time for us to get the Holy Roman Empire goal. Remember, that's kicking off at 1204. We've still got time for that. If the Italians don't get peace with us, or don't peace out with us, then that might be good. And honestly, they're throwing in their troops. I don't think they have that much money, because they're leaving places completely abandoned. So we could theoretically... Oh God, it'd be so tempting now just to do a big attack into Milan, into Austria, and take these two provinces. But again, I'm a little worried about Hungary. And public order is just not my friend at the moment. So we've got to think small. We've got to think about what we can do. And one thing we can do is take Champagne. I don't think we can do it this turn, but I want to do it. We're going to basically... It's not going to eliminate the English as a faction. And since we do have a crossing here, I think we will have a land border with them. And in terms of wars sometimes end right when you no longer have any direct contact with a faction. We're not going to lose direct contact with the English as long as we have Flanders. So we're not going to get like an automatic ceasefire, unfortunately. But we can at least take out Champagne. That gets us... It's getting them 330. So do I want to go with these guys? Let's... Okay, I can't move anybody else, basically. I am very, very... very restricted in my movements. Let's move some more spearmen up in Burgundy because I'm afraid to see rebellion there. And let's keep this army moving because I don't like the loyalty of the general. Inside this army, we've got almost nothing. So I really only need to bring a couple of units. Honestly, the mercenaries are more loyal than some of my normal troops. Let's, jeez. Alright, that'll do it. Unfortunately, the urban militia is going to take over there, but that's alright. We're going to attack into Champagne. And we've extended our borders, you know, a little bit further to the west than I wanted to. But in a way, we've got Flanders, we've got Toulouse. Having this stuff is kind of okay. You know, it's not gonna help that much, but at least we won't have to defend Lorraine, right? It's gonna save us that minor headache. And then that means we can eventually get Champagne, which also we won't have to defend. So if we can maintain this, we might be in an okay position. Now, this is going to fall after 1 year, but we are going to be counterattacked. And they've built a curtain wall, which means this is now essentially a castle, right? In that this wooden wall here is going to now be stone. So this is going to be one gate and then another gate that we're going to have to bust through. And we did not pick up any siege weapons, so we're not going to be able to do that. And who's... Oh, that's an Italian fleet preventing our reinforcement in the region, so we might lose this ship. I wonder if it's worth getting a peace with Italy. See, we've got an emissary. We've got 2 of them. One is in Saxony. Heinrich von Moringen. Right, this guy is fantastic for some reason. Let's bring him down. See if we can find an Italian who's willing to talk peace. It's a 3-star emissary. So the king is probably just down in Tuscany. No Genoa. Okay. If they'll have peace, that's good, right? I know we should be theoretically thinking about attacking them, but if we can have peace for like 10 seasons, that'll maybe hold them off for a little while I get my income together and then deal with the rest of this. Okay, so do we want to assault? Yeah, I think we have to. Let's end the season. The other thing, you know, to really think about, yep, there goes the big counterattack, is, you know, do we want to just accept the Civil War and, you know, start over? Start over as a Holy Land faction. We are now a Crusader state, and we're just surviving in the Middle East. Okay. 2-to-1 odds in our favor. Again, their reinforcements don't look great, but they do have, these Rus spearmen. This is why I want to play as the people of Novgorod. They get an awesome little roster. A mix of horse archers, boyars. They get them out of crossbowmen, apparently. Look at all these Vikings. I mean, just great stuff. And then you get cool stuff like armored spearmen and Rus spearmen. Now, the difference, these guys are just better, apparently. They've got a better attack and a better morale than the armored spearmen, and they're just a cool, totally unique unit. Okay. Let's see. We don't have too much to shuffle here, but we do need to be a little careful about it because, as we've seen, it may come down to reinforcement time. Okay. And at least in this battle, they are coming to us, and they don't have archers. So we're going to go with the 3-line defense, and I know we can deploy. We might be able to do some ambushing. That would require us to be way back here. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but... You know, and honestly, I don't want to fight in the woods. I just don't. The trees are going to be basically the outer limit of our archers anyway, so they're going to get no benefit from that. They've got some ballistic crew. They get some cav. All right, guys. How are they outranging us? Like, go ahead and shoot them, please. Alright, now to crossbowmen are attacking our archers? No, they're not. Okay, good. Here's the boyars. Yeah, and here's the units I'm worried about the most. There's those Rus spearmen with the square shields. And there's the armored spearmen with the round shields. Both pretty solid. Of course, the Vikings are quite good, so what we're going to want to do is outflank as much as we can. And I don't know how this is going to go. We do have a lot of reinforcements, so if things start to go bad, things have started to go bad. Oh my gosh, look at all the routing. We've got nowhere to go. Oh my gosh. right. Crusade failed. I think the only chance we have is to try to kill the enemy general. I'm sitting here with my mouth open, just watching this. Absolute carnage. Yeah, Teutonic Sergeant's running away. All right. This was a horrible idea. I did not think this was going to go so badly. Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to charge in with our knights, kill some Slav javelinmen. The reinforcement flag is showing right up here. They don't have any reinforcements. Where's my fanatics? Okay. Teutonic sergeants are back. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, Teutonic knights are going to rout. I had such high hopes for this little campaign.
The general of your army has been slaughtered by the perfidious foe.
Yep, that's that. Okay. Well, you know, I don't know if there's much point in continuing with our regular troops, considering our best units. I mean, just look at this stuff. We don't have anything good. Yep. And we're not going to get any of these guys back. Wow. We were brutalized. Brutalized by the people of Novgorod. A minor faction you can't even play. Oh, man. Oh, but our Crusade marker. Oh, okay, so we've not only did we just lose the campaign for that, but, you know, I don't even have the heart to fight that. We're just going to do that. Finally, we got a victory, and Crusade failed. The Crusaders have been destroyed. Okay, so this, too, is going to have implications, because the failure of a crusade takes off, I think, 2 points of influence from your king. Yeah, no, we're not going to pay that ransom. We got a ceasefire from the Italians. Our king is married, and he's a young guy. And this guy got the weak defender, but he's not alive anymore because he was killed by rampaging Vikings. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a little ceasefire from the people of Novgorod. We're going to make that happen right now, because we get our boat away from them, and then you give it a turn, and then you have peace, because we no longer have any connection with them. We don't border them at all, so they cannot continue to attack us. We're going to get something out of this. We're going to assault the castle here in Champagne. Just lower the taxes where we can. And yeah, let's train up some spears. Train up some extremely basic troops. But I am curious, because we failed the crusade. Yeah, see, loyalty is just getting worse and worse. Oh gosh, even with the Duke of Ile-de-France, this guy has zero loyalty. Zero loyalty. Now, he's still not married. She's having a very hard time getting over to Ile-de-France. How else? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I thought we had a 2-star guy. Yes, Prince Rudolph. But even he is only 3 loyalty. And this is my lord. Oh my gosh. None of these guys. Very few of them are at all good. And over here, yep, okay, so that didn't hurt that bad. We had, like, I think 7, so maybe it only cost us one rank. But the loyalty out here is even taking a hit, as you can see. We're not seeing all the shields that we were seeing just a few turns ago. Oh, 2. Oh my gosh. All right. This might be manageable. That might be manageable there. Wow. Okay. We're gonna auto resolve the assault, and I'm just gonna see where we stand if we don't have a civil war this turn. The Italians have attacked me in Flanders. Wow. we at least have a command star. That's something. We do have 48 Swabian swordsmen. Let's see. We've got 20 Royal Knights. All these guys are being very good about their armor upgrades. They're being very thorough. I have been rather slack. And he's got peasants. We've got peasants. But he's got Italian infantry. He's got militia sergeants. He's got 2 units of Royal Knights. I mean, I think we have to try it, but I don't see a lot of hope. We just don't have a lot of options here. We're getting torn apart. I mean, it's all very historical, right? I kind of like it, if I'm being honest. It's not like enjoyable in the way winning is enjoyable, right? Like there's a niceness to winning, but there is also a type of enjoyment when you can lose in a way that is at least interesting. So that's, I guess, what we can say about that. Yeah, we could draw this out and then fight at the very edge of the map, but I'm not sure that it's worth it, really. We're going to have our spearmen. We're going to have our urban militia. We get the peasants out front. Yeah, you can see that I'm not putting a whole lot of thought into the deployment at this stage. Just because it's going to have to change depending on what they're going to throw at us and when. And look what they're doing. They're outflanking with their 12 Royal Knights. Well, screw you. I'm going to hit you with my 20 Royal Knights. But yeah, this is just bad. Those gray shields and armored units moving towards us, that's real bad. We've got 1 Valor. It looks like he's got 1 Valor. We're not going to get this guy to rout. We're going to take some heavy losses. Okay, that was better than I thought. Okay, great. Haven't taken any losses yet. Okay. It's like I want to fight on the hill. Alright, let's bring these guys down. And now let's bring the urbans up and the spearmen up because it looks like they're going to charge their infantry. Alright, it's literally just 1 Royal Knight. Let's get out of here. We're going to take some losses getting out of here, but we've got our Swabians. I can help hold them. Hit the spearmen, hit the militia sergeants, try to outflank if at all possible. And turn around and hit the peasants. Swabians are doing good. Peasants running away. Swabians hit those Italian infantry, but see, this is the problem. We're not fighting on our nice little hill anymore. So we're not getting that height advantage. Okay, what do I do with my Royal Knights here? I guess we try to hit the Italians in the back. They're evenly matched. Well, all right, let's hit their general, since they're really intent on having that match. Urban militia running away is never good. But yeah, we're probably going to lose this fight. They've got armor upgrades. We've got Valor, but they've got armor, so that's going to win. We're going to lose our prince. Former prince. Which, who knows, maybe that's good for loyalty, honestly. He may be a fairly disloyal guy. Alright, I'll let the peasants ride off the field so we can have someone in the fort. Actually, no. I don't want peasants in the fort. I want to thin those numbers out a little bit more. Alright, he's got some extra valor thanks to all these kills, but he's not going to last. Here come the militia sergeants. And I am surprised. The Swabians have done very well against this Italian infantry, a unit about twice their size by the time they engaged it.
Your general has fallen
Yep.
before the enemy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why are we not getting the end battle button? There we go, finally. Alright. Flanders lost. And if I attack the Italians, I get excommunicated. There's the fun thing about that. If I were just to try to take back Flanders with an adjacent army, that would be an attack, and 10 years has not elapsed. So we're going to auto-calc this. We lost 54 men. That's probably about what we would have done, honestly. We're not going to pay ransom. French are very happy with themselves. And we get 2 loyalty on Lord Otterbach, who has not rebelled, and now has, even with the +2 from marrying a princess, +3 from the title of Ile-de-France, only has a single shield for loyalty. And like no one under him is doing good either. So there's like there's no option. There's no option at all. Oh, this is so fun. I'm glad I could bring this to you. I'm glad if you're watching this that you can see a disaster campaign in progress. It's kind of fun, right? In a way. Again, winning is also nice too. But let's see. We can get our taxes up. But I think at this point we need to call a halt. We have done about as much damage to ourselves as we could possibly do. The funny thing is, the Crusade itself, the Crusade was not what did it. Possibly the aggression caused by the Crusade kicked in the other AI aggressors, because it seems like the AI factions in Medieval Total War kind of follow your lead. In other words, if you're just sitting and building up, they tend to sit and build up for a while too. But I've been starting to do a little more things. I've been crusading, I've been moving guys around. So going and declaring war on Novgorod like I did, and next turn we should be at peace with them, by the way. I think that caused the other factions to realize, hey, you know what, we can start attacking this guy. Other factors, of course, were also involved, but I'm wondering what we're going to see in the next episode. My attacking of the Poles is absolutely on hold. I'm not starting another war at this point. Although I don't actually. I may be at peace with the English pretty soon, too. Let's go back over here, because we don't own Flanders. Losing Flanders could, in a way, be kind of a good thing. What we really need to do, though, now is identify where our strong points are, if any, and what we can possibly do here to try to hold on. And if maybe eating a civil war or an XCOM is the way to do it, we need some security. But this is shaping up to be a very interesting moment in our campaign. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you'll stick around for the next episode. Until then, take care.